everybody, it's Ashley from Discover Art Therapy. Welcome back to another therapeutic art video. Today we're going to be talking about intuitive somatic watercolor painting. This practice is really fantastic for cultivating mindfulness, for bringing in more calm into our life, and reducing stress and anxiety, as well as trusting ourselves and enjoying art making for the sake of making art. This is part one in a series of somatic intuitive watercolor techniques that I'm going to teach you. And no, they're not techniques on how to use watercolor properly like an art class. Instead, I'm going to show you different movements and different ways of using watercolor as a form of self-expression and cultivating calm and having fun creating. If you're looking for a video to understand a little bit more about the different types of watercolor materials, I have one of those on my page, and you can watch that if you need a little bit more information. But for right now, all you need to do is grab a piece of watercolor paper, some watercolor paint, whatever you have in front of you, whether that's cakes, pans, tubes, inks. You'll need a little bit of water, and you'll need some watercolor brushes, and that's it. You can get started. Therapeutic art is different than classic art in the sense that we're not focused on what we're creating. Instead, we're focused more on the process and how we feel during the process of creating. Therapeutic art lets us connect with our emotions, express our emotions, have a place to put them, and have a new relationship with them as well. Right now, we're going to explore breath-led brushwork as a form of somatic and intuitive watercolor painting. You can use this on its own as its own therapeutic activity, or you might want to incorporate this aspect into a larger or longer work of art. There are no rules here, so please take what I say with a grain of salt and move on your own path and in your own way. So today, right from the get-go, I want you to bring in a kind energy for yourself. We are just going to be exploring a somatic, intuitive technique. It's not about beauty, it's not about skill, just about play. Grab a brush, any brush. I'm going to use a medium-sized one, and choose the color that calls your heart first. You don't have to choose anything based on anything else other than what is calling your heart. I think today I'm going to use this beautiful blue. And when you're ready, maybe taking a breath in and a breath out, and making your first movement on your page in alignment with your next inhale. I am going to start from the center because that's what feels good to me, but whatever expression is natural for you, go ahead. I'm going to go in, breathe in, and I'm going to breathe out. I want you to discover this at your own pace here. Our breath is all so unique, and yours might feel and look different than mine. But what does it feel like to express and inhale and express and outhale and exhale? You might want to express longer strokes for deeper, wider breaths. And maybe, what is it like to push air through your lips in a quick way? And just keep exploring this in your unique breath pattern, knowing that there's no right or wrong answer about how the art should look. And instead, let's just use the movements to encapsulate the breath. Experimenting with longer breaths, shorter breaths, taking moments for mindfulness through the process. The more we practice this, the more connected to our breath we're going to become. And when we're connected to our breath, we are sending signals to our brain from our body that we are safe. And it's when we send that information up to the brain that we are safe that it can finally turn off all of those stress hormones and all of the activated parts of us that make us feel ungrounded. Just continue to enjoy the process, breathing in and breathing out in your unique way. Noticing the way the watercolor might be more vibrant at the beginning compared to the end of the breath. And just keep going and keep going until it feels good to stop. Let's take a moment to reflect on both our art and the process we've just had. I'm noticing that my art very much looks like it's got a center to it, a very strong core. That was where my breath was coming up and filling, and then the curvy, wavy lines was where my energy and my breath was going outwards. I really enjoyed this process. I could feel my body shifting into a calmer state as I was connecting more to my breath. At the very core of intuitive somatic painting, we're connecting to our inner self and expressing it out on the page. The more that you give yourself the opportunity to make art in this way, the better connection to yourself you're gonna have. I hope that this brush-led breathwork was nourishing for you. You can follow along with all of the other intuitive somatic watercolor painting techniques I have on my page here. You can use them on their own as a nervous system regulation practice in times of stress, or you can incorporate all of the different techniques into one piece of art. As always, thank you so much for watching, participating, and following along, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!